Next up, sports talk. I got another one for y'all. Yup, these are the conversations that we got to have that are uncomfortable, but are very, very necessary. Very necessary. Because you don't know where you're going if you don't know where you're coming from. And it's important that we as media members, we as Reggae Boys community, that we discuss these things so they can improve. And if they improve, the system improves. And the system improves, the play improves. And if the play improves, we win more games, we win more trophies, more tournaments, so on and so on and so on. So I'm here to talk about it again, the unorganization and the unprofessionalism that has held down the Jamaican football a lot. They've held them down a lot. What you mean by that? Most recently, we heard Leon Bailey come out. Whether you feel it's right or wrong, he came out on a particular medium and he spoke about some of his concerns to do with the unprofessionalism and how unorganized the JFF was at the time when those things were happening to him, Leon Bailey. He spoke about him. It's all over social media. You can see it. Thank God for social media that these things are available for everybody to discuss, everybody to dissect, everybody to scrutinize, criticize, come up with a plan, help with the plan, help to execute the plan so the JFF, Jamaica Football Federation, can continue to be professional and be more organized for everybody to enjoy what is going on with the Jamaican football. He came on and said, flights happened the night before. Not sure when your traveling arrangements are. No security, sleeping in the same hotel, yada, yada, yada. You know how the thing go from Leon Bailey. You heard him say it many times. I'm not even going to bother to play it again because I played it already. Only off the record, I think it was on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken, Shamar Nicholson come out thanking Leon Bailey for the things that he has said, because changes, you can see they're happening there in Copa America, especially I think with the security, getting a little bit more security, so on and so forth. It might have been from Copa America rather than from the JFF, but nonetheless, it was a problem that was spoken about openly, and openly things were being changed. So again, we have to, as a community, media, fan, Reggae Boys community, we must speak about these things. We can't pretend like they're not happening. We can't sit there and be like, oh, it's okay. It will get better. How can it get better if we don't talk about the ways to make it better? We have to talk about it. And it's not about the money, because it's here. It has nothing to do with the money. It's the mindset. It's the mindset of wanting things to be a certain way, which is professional, which is organized. So everybody is on the same page. Fast forward. I said it already. There's going to be multiple players, multiple people that are going to come out and speak about their experiences when it comes to dealing with the JFF. And it just is what it is. Mikel Antonio, same story. With Leon Bailey came, he had the same story. I played it just not too long ago. You can go back and watch one of my previous videos. Same thing Mikel Antonio said. His flight was supposed to be for October. They booked it for September. He went to the airport, no flight. He had to book his own flight. He never talked about whether or not he was reimbursed or not. But it was something that happened, something that needed to be, spoken about. I guess they got the courage now with social media to talk about some of these things. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Because if we're going to talk about the good of the JFF, and we're going to talk about some of the mistakes that they make, we got to talk about some of this ugly stuff. Because being unprofessional, being unorganized, it affects everything growing to a level as to where Jamaica can be looked at as a country that relies on being professional. You can count on them being organized. You can count on everybody knowing where they're supposed to be and be there at the time they're supposed to be there. And that's what we're discussing. That's what I'm discussing. It's a conversation that I know nobody's going to have, but I'm going to have the conversation. Somebody got to have the conversation, and I'm going to be the one to start the conversation. Fast forward, Ravel Morrison came out with his own take on what happened with his experience with the JFF, and guess what? Guess what? It is quite similar to what Leon Bailey and Michael Antonio said, only the few that have spoken about it publicly. But I went and I had to do some research. I went and did some research. Now I looked up this right here. I'm gonna share it with you. This is a statement from in 2022 that happened, that was released, and I want to talk about. This was from Ravel Morrison, and I've seen it. I wasn't gonna talk about it because you say it's 2 years ago. That's the past. I know Simon. Where am I at right here? Let me take this off. I know Simon Preston and let me see. I know Simon Preston and Manning's Mans have, trying to change the system there to make it more professional and to make things more better. And you know what? You got to applaud the efforts that they're looking to make to improve the way the media is being received, the way the players are getting, where the media is getting an opportunity to interact with the players, the fans are getting an opportunity to interact with the players. All of that is all great. Building towards better in this right here. Now I'm going to read it for you. This is an official statement from the Reggae Boys. The events that unfolded Saturday, June the 4th, 2022, as a result of the popular phrase, the straw that broke the camel's back. If you're not aware of the phrase, it means a minor action that causes seemingly large and sudden reaction. The players were up until 3 a.m. on the morning of the match, tackling the leaders of the JFF after finding out that their flight arrangements back to Jamaica haven't been properly booked. This official statement is being written on June the 5th at 6:30 Jamaica time. We're stuck in Suriname and our flight arrangements are yet to be confirmed. To make matters worse, we also found out that the Surinamese national team will be arriving in Jamaica before us. The Jamaican national team. This has been another example of the incompetence displayed by the leaders of the JFF. If you fail to prepare, you're prepared to fail. This has been our reality as Reggae Boys for far too long. We haven't been prepared to be successful, and we're not. And successful, and when we're not, we're the players are getting all the blame. So when they're not prepared, obviously, the players get the blame because they're on the front line. Speaks for itself. When in fact, it's more than just what happens on the field. Time and time again, the JFF shows us that they don't care about the players or the state of Jamaica football. We are drained. We are tired. Enough is enough. Before continuing, we want to make it clear that this is not about the money. Oh my God, I got to take a break. It's not about the money. Always the first thing that is spoken about is we need more money so things can be better. And here we're seeing it's not about the money. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Consider subscribing because I know half of you haven't. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so very much to those who have. And for those who haven't, I hope soon you'll be a part of the family. Let's keep reading. Despite not being paid for months, we still accepted the call and represented for the Jamaican people. For us, it's more about the lack of respect, transparency, and communication. We all signed a contract that the JFF has breached multiple times. On some of the things included in the contract is proper hotel accommodations. Whew, sounds kind of familiar, don't it? Travel arrangement also sounds familiar. Yet, still, we arrived to Suriname to couch beds. Shamar Nicholson and Ravel Morrison, among others, didn't join the team in Suriname because of poor travel arrangements. What is meant to be a 2 to 4 hour flight turns into an around the world trip. There were several instances where players arrived to the airport, and to their surprise, no flight has been booked. The JFF constantly tries to cut costs that affects our preparation. There is nothing like representing Jamaica on the international stage, meeting up with our teammates, coming home to see your family and friends, playing in front of fans of national stadium. However, That love, passion, and excitement is being drained from the constant lack of adequate leadership from the JFF. We, the players, are saying enough is enough. We need change. We need better leadership. We're calling for the general secretary, won't call out his name, to resign. That was at that point. Now you fast forward, Ravel Morrison just did an interview not too long ago. He literally just did an interview. Recent interview. Interview must have been maybe a day ago. A day ago. And already, my people, you hear about these situations happening with the Reggae Boys. Again, this is obviously past experiences, but you're looking at new experiences. Leon Bailey talking about his travel arrangements taking place. And now, if you go back, it's been happening. It's been happening. It's been happening, and it needs to stop happening. Now, I'm not saying that right now, currently, it's something that is taking place because of the new management of Management and Simon Preston trying to make things more professional. At the same time, we can't deny the fact that it has happened. And us as Jamaica Reggae Boy fans, we're looking for players to come into the team, and we're wondering why they're not reporting. Why are they choosing to go with other countries than to play for the Reggae Boys? And part of the reason definitely is the unorganization, yeah? The unprofessionalism of the JFF and what these players don't want to deal with. They don't want to deal with that headache. They don't want to deal with the unprofessionalism. It is what it is. So that's a cause for concern. So I'm gonna play this video for you. I want you to tell me what you think. I'm gonna load it for you right here. I'm gonna load it for you. Tell me what you think. Tell me, this is Ravel Morrison sharing his experience with the JFF, just like Mikel Antonio did, just like Leon Bailey did, who took a dragon through the mud. They talk about, oh, it's because of his suspension and Ray. No, we can't hide the fact that when you are a professional that's been a part of professional environments, it's hard for you to deal with unprofessionalism. It's hard for you to deal with unorganization, organizations that are not organized. At that level, it's unacceptable. And here goes Ravel Morrison talking about it. I'm gonna share it with you right now. Listen up. Bad rep in Jamaica, you know that, innit? Yeah. They don't like me in Jamaica. Why? Because I said before. I didn't get called up, innit? But there's two different reasons for it. No, I did get called. Sorry, I'm chatting shit. I got asked to go loads of times. There's two different reasons. One time, there was a German guy there, white guy that was in charge. And he come, Maps was at Reading at the time, and I was at Watford in Champ. And I remember Maps introduced me to him. And you know, it should be like, oh, we'd love to have you to come, this, that, and the other. But in these times, I'm in England. So this is definitely a conversation beyond the play with Ravel Morrison and Troy Deeney. Troy Deeney talking about the fact that he got a call up, but he had some concerns. He had some concerns about the call up, and he's going to voice his reasonings for why he did not accept that call up. Yeah. Conversation. I'm not there yet, but it's like you feel like it's coming. I'm next up. You know, Jay Buffer got called up for card. Card the check. So anyway, he's like, Jamaica this, Jamaica that. I'm with Mapsy, and Mapsy's there, and I know a few boys. So I'm like, maybe. This guy come and met me, and he's like, you're letting your country down, and this, that. Didn't even say hello to me. I'm thinking, you just trying to stuck it. I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like, and then at a later date, or an earlier date to that, sorry, obviously, like, my dad passed away. Let's continue with Troy.
And it, sorry, that's my dad's Jamaican side of the family. So my dad's dream was to go back to Jamaica once he'd sorted his troubles out and travel back. Do you get what I mean? So that was something we was all going to do as a family. And even my dad's been dead 12 years now. We're only going this year for my sister's 30th. Like,
it was so bad. 12 years. 12 years, and they're finally going back to Jamaica. But the plan was obviously is for his father, whatever parent you have, for you to put on the green, black, and gold. That is the feeling there. You understand? But Troy Deeney talking about his experiences with, thinking about maybe playing for the Reggae Boys, getting a little bit roughed up by some Reggae Boys fans for not accepting the call up. But let's hear what he has to say. Let's continue to listen. We back to it again.
And even my dad's been dead 12 years now. We're only going this year for my sister's 30th. Like, all of us. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, all of us are going to go. So there was that element to it. But what I've said before is I didn't want to go there and be a bit like, my intentions weren't right for God.
Yeah. It was almost like a second choice.
Like, my nan, obviously, is out there. She's like,
do you hear that? Second choice. The same question that Isaac Hayden, it was his second choice. His first choice wasn't to play for the Reggae Boys, to play for England. So asking what the change of heart is very important, because if your heart isn't in it, then you're taking the place of somebody who really wants to play for the country. That's a real thing. Let's keep going.
What you say this for? I said, no, I didn't say that. I said it like this. And the reason I ask is because Maxie said to me, one thing that will stress you out, Troy, because he knows I am.
I know what you're going to say.
Is like, organisation is mad.
Oh, I bet.
You fly, like, basically you got to sort your own flight. So,
have you spoken to... I'm sure Maps was at Watford at the time, with you.
Yeah.
So me and Maps,
So now Robert Morrison is going to speak about his experience with the unorganized. Oh my God. With the fact that the JFF can be unorganized, with them doing the preparation for the players, their flights, their hotels, and so on and so forth. Let's get into it.
You fly, like, basically you got to sort your own flight. So,
have you spoken to... I'm sure Maps was at Watford at the time, with you.
Yeah.
So me and Maps, he said to us, so he's going to Japan.
Yes, I know exactly what Maps said.
So
with Jamaica?
Yeah, but they're already there. So they said to me and Maps, like, get to London, we're sorting out the flight, this and that. So I've obviously come on a train from Manchester to London. Maps had gone from Watford to London. We've met up at the airport. So the flight's in like 2 hours left, 2.5 hours. So we're like, you got the flight ticket so we can go through. So they're like, I'll give us 15 minutes, give us 15 minutes. Waiting. There's like an hour and a half left. And we're saying, like, what's going on? He's like, can you buy your flights and we'll So we're like, all right, yeah, sweet. Never seen the money since. Never seen the money.
Come on. That can't... You got these professional ballers playing at a high level. That can't be. That can't happen. That can't happen. That cannot happen. Those things should never happen. That's 3 different accounts, 3 different players. And I'm sure if more get more courage and more confidence, they'll come out and speak about their experiences. This is not me making it up. This is not them making it up. It's a reality. And you want the thing to be better. You want it to be better. You heard about the conditions that they spoke about in Suriname 2 years ago. Leon Bailey just recently, when Jaime Hargison was here, was talking about the same thing. The flights, the flying, the rooming, the same exact thing that's been talked about for how long? It got to change. And we as the media, we have to talk about these things so they can change. They have to change. The powers at be for the JFF, they could. And I'll tell you right now, They might have made some changes. But for those players that are talking to other players about potentially playing for the Reggae Boys, these are the conversations they're having off camera about the unprofessional and how unorganized the JFF is, and whether or not they want to take the time when they could be on holiday, stay training for their club, should they bother to come and play for the national team. So a lot of people hide. Oh my God, no, don't talk about Mason Greenwood in England because we wanted to play for Jamaica. Well, if Jamaica was being, the Reggae Boys and the JFF was being as professional and organized as they possibly can, there would be no conversation about playing for the green, black, and gold. Because of the love of the people, the love of the culture, the love of the family members that are in the family of these footballers that every day are poking at them. Come on, go play for Jamaica, go play for Jamaica, go play for Jamaica, go play for Jamaica. Your nan, your granddad, your mom, your dad, your auntie, your uncle, your cousin, your brother, your sister, your dog, your puss. Everybody's telling you, go play for Jamaica. But you, in your head, listening to all these other players talk about the unprofessionals that they have to go through with the JFF. Talk about all the issues that surround being unorganized for the JFF. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Me talking about it isn't going to change the fact that it's happened. Let me just put it's happened. But where are we going next? What are we doing to change it? What is happening to change it? And if I got to be the one to sit here and talk about it, I'll take all the bullets for it. Preferably. Not real bullets, let's be for real. But at the end of the day, somebody has to stand and talk about these things and wait for the change. Look for the change. Look for the change. Has there been change in 2 years? Has there been change in 4 years? How much has it changed? What changes have happened? Because if Leon Bailey's talking about the same thing that happened to Ravel Morrison and Mikel Antonio, and they're just talking about it now, and 2 years ago in Suriname, they were going, what changes has really happened? I'll wait for you to tell me. But we're waiting for these players that are playing, that got Jamaican heritage, that would love an opportunity to come and play, but they hear about the horror stories. The horror stories of dealing with the JFF. They're like, man, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. I would love to play for the... I don't got time for that. And that's what we need to focus on. That's what's most important. Because it's not the ballers not wanting to play. It's the ballers not wanting to deal with the unprofessionalism and how unorganized the JFF can be. Because Ravel, if you listen to the interview, we talked about it. Once you get around the team, man, everything is great. The vibe in the team is good. The man them link up together and everybody have a wicked time playing football together. But that initial introduction to the JFF has got to improve. If that improves, we'll get a lot more world-class footballers to come put on the green, black, and gold. If the professionalism increases, gets better, if they're more organized, I guarantee there'll be more footballers that would love to put on the green, black, and gold. Because I'm sure the stories that are being shared in the dressing room with these players, wicked times. But nobody wants to deal with the initial headache that could come from the JFF being unprofessional and unorganized. You hear what I said? Taking what I said. Real talk. I'm not saying today. I'm talking about the issues that are causing a problem for us to get those really quality players that want to play but don't want to deal with those issues. They are issues. They are issues. So much so that Leon Bailey took a break. Issues. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Like the content. I know a lot of you not going to enjoy this content. I get it. But I'm not shying or hiding away from the issues that we have to deal with and the issues that we are dealing with. I'm not shying away from it because I want it to be better. I want it to be so much better that there is no competition, whether you choose Jamaica or you choose another country. Jamaica should never be second to no country. But our unprofessionalism and the way we are unorganized make us second and third to players choosing to play for other countries. Stay blessed and stay safe. Let me know what you think in the comment section. You already know. Next up, Sports Talk. I'm out.
This is next up, Sports Talk. Yeah, homie, now that's us. You ain't tuning in, then you're hustling backwards. We always keep it poppin', tell your partner to slide through. Every sporting event, hit us up and we got you. Cause we what? Next up. Next up. Yeah. Next up. Next up. Yeah. Next up. Next up. Next up. Next up. Next up, Sports Talk. Don't even trill, homie, we got you.